Hi everyone, it's Phyllis, and we are live at Millennium Park in Chicago at the second annual St. Jude Dream Chicago, benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It is an evening filled with incredible activities, from restaurant tastings from around the globe, live and silent auctions, and special performances by season 19 of American Idol, Grace Kitzler, and the R&B sensation, the Pointer Sisters. Everything St. Jude Children's Research Hospital does is centered around one mission: finding cures, saving children. Stay tuned for all the highlights. We are honored to have joining us the president and CEO of ALSAC, the fundraising and awareness organization for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Rick Shadyac. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
It's a privilege to be here. I'm so excited to be here.
You know, for those that don't know, tell us about the history with St. Jude and how you became president and CEO of ALSAC.
What's really cool is to be back here in Chicago, because the organization that I have the privilege of leading, ALSAC, which is the fundraising and awareness organization for St. Jude, was established right here in Chicago in 1957. So our roots come from here. The very first fundraising event ever held for St. Jude was held right here at the 5100 Club with Danny Thomas.
Wow.
So our roots are deep here. We have many, many board members, and now we've become the place that leads the way the world understands, treats, and defeats childhood cancer.
You know, you knew Danny Thomas for a long time. So what do you think that he would be saying about this year?
I think he'd be blown away to see 2,000 people in Millennium Park, to know that we're going to raise over $2 million, to hear the whole stories about St. Jude Global and everything. But I know one other thing that he'd tell me. He'd say, Rick, our work is not done. Kids are still dying from cancer. 1 in 5 still die in the United States. It's a leading cause of death by disease in the US still today. And around the globe, in low and middle income countries, 4 in 5 still pass away. So we have to do better. So he'd tell me, get to work.
Speaking of that, St. Jude is celebrating its 60th anniversary, and that kicked off in February. I think it's a whole year or 2-year event at this point.
It is.
And tell us about some of the celebrations and the fundraisers, and why are they so critical to the work of the hospital?
Yeah, February 4, 1962 was when we opened our doors. It was in Memphis, Tennessee, which was a segregated city at the time. Danny Thomas placed it there intentionally to address healthcare disparities, because from day one, we wanted to welcome kids from all races, creeds, religions, and without regard to economic circumstance. So it was really a bold and audacious plan. We're celebrating 60 years of finding cures and saving children's lives. We've been all across the United States. And here we are in Chicago, the birthplace of ALSAC, the fundraising and awareness organization. But these events, this event, will allow us to stay true that no family will ever receive a bill from St. Jude, not for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because we just want our families to focus on helping their child survive. That's what's so special. And it's all because of the support of the public.
St. Jude has raised the survival rate from really like 4% to over 94%.
That's exactly right.
All of this without the families ever putting in a penny. So how is that possible?
It's possible because of incredible donors all across the United States. We're blessed to have 13 million donors now, to give you a sense of how the whole United States is rallied around St. Jude. And it's events like this. It's people being partners in hope. It's people sending us $10 or $25 or $500, whatever anybody can do. And we just make sure that we're taking care of those families and conducting cutting-edge research to try to find more cures for childhood cancer.
Like I said earlier, we talked about this. We are so excited to have you here at the biggest event in Chicago, St. Jude Dream Chicago. So how excited are you about tonight's event?
I am super excited. We have Marlo Thomas here, the founder's daughter, so that's super cool. We've got several of our board members here, 2,000 people. I go to a lot of events, folks, and this one is one of the biggest ones, and we're going to raise over $2 million, so it doesn't get any better than this.
That's so exciting. Oh my goodness. Thank you again, Rick. We can't wait for tonight's performances and everything to start.
I can't wait either. It's great to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
An American R&B group from California achieving unstoppable success in the 70s, 80s, and continuing winning 3 Grammys and receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Welcome, Ruth Pointer, the Pointer Sisters, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited for tonight. You know, your songs are still relevant. People still want to hear them. They sing to them. What makes them so infectious?
Well, I think we were infectious.
Right?
The group was infectious. It really was. You know, I was watching some clips of our career that almost brought me to tears because there's only 2 of us still, you know, remaining. And it just was like, whoa, we were having a good time. And I think that is what kept our music relevant, is because we were always having a good time on stage and the audience just fell right into that infection, you know?
Now, do you have a favorite, I know it's hard, but do you have a favorite song that you love to perform?
Neutron Dance. Probably because that was my mother's favorite too.
Okay.
She loved to watch me do that song.
Really?
I think because of the gospel feeling of it. And my mother was a minister, you know, and I used to sing in church and she loved to watch me sing.
Do you remember when you were little and you would do that? And
well, yeah. My mother would shout and I'd shout right beside her. Oh, yes, mama shouting, I got to shout too. Exactly.
And that was allowed. That was okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, my God.
So tell us what you guys have been up to lately.
Well, I perform now with my daughter, Isa, and my granddaughter, Sadako. It really is amazing, you know, that they just fell right in. Of course, they grew up watching me and my sisters sing, and so they know all the songs. And when I asked them if they wanted to, you know, step in when Anita retired and lost June, and they said, oh my God, they thought I was just kidding. I said, oh no, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. And they've been singing with me now. My daughter's been singing with me for about 15 years. My granddaughter maybe for about 10.
You know, I also read that you guys, there's something that you did in Hollywood.
Oh, yes. Okay. My sister, Anita, who is, we call her the family hoarder. Okay. Because she gives nothing and throws nothing away. Oh. And she has saved, I mean, like a pleasure of our costumes. And even one of our old trunks that we used to carry around that had a microwave in it, and cassette tapes, thank you very much, and a cassette player. Oh, I gotta have that. And it was one of those big trunks, you know, and she put that in the Hollywood Museum is the whole 2nd floor of our entire life. Wow. And all of our costumes. Ola Hudson, who's the mother of Slash from Guns N' Roses, was our first stylist. And we have all those costumes that Bob Mackie made when we did the Carol Burnett shows and the Cher show and Flip Wilson. And my sister has all of it.
She must have a separate house just to house all that.
Well, she's got a really nice house in Beverly Hills. Yes.
And one last question is, what does St. Jude mean to you guys?
I was just so, no pun, but I was just so excited, even just to see Marlo Thomas. Right? And I'm like, it's that girl! It's that girl! And, you know, I'm old enough to remember the Danny Thomas show. Right. And then that girl.
That girl.
And when this whole St. Jude thing first began, and I'm just in awe of it. And whenever I, you know, see some sort of advertisement or something on television, you know, I'm brought back to those times when it first started. Right. And I think it's just a wonderful thing that Danny Thomas started. I know. And that Marlo has continued. Thank God for them.
Well, we love having you here. We cannot wait for tonight's performance. We're so excited.
Okay, yes.
I'm so excited.
We're honored that we were asked to be here and do this.
Thank you again.
Thank you, front row Phyllis.
Woo! We have had an incredible night here at the 2nd annual St. Jude Dream Chicago, but it can't stop here, not until no child dies from cancer. Please go to stjude.org to donate. Live from Millennium Park, it's Front Row Phyllis.